Hey guys, thanks for stopping by my channel today. I wanted to highlight a new line of products that I found at the drugstore the other day, kind of by accident. It's by L'Oreal. They're called the Infallible Paints. And that was very intriguing to me because paint to me indicates, you know, pigment and highly saturated colors. And so what I did was there was a variety of products. I purchased one from each department, and I'm gonna let you know whether or not my first impression of them makes me want to go back and buy some more. And so if you want to hear my thoughts on the new L'Oreal Infallible Paints line, then just keep watching. Now, I happen to love the Infallible line in general. They're the ones that make the Pro Matte, the Pro Glow, and I was just talking in my favorites video, which I just posted, I believe, not that long ago. Definitely go check that out. I talked about how much I love the Infallible Total Coverage 24-hour foundation. Reminds me of the Maybelline Dream Matte Velvet soft hydrating foundation. Very moussey, good coverage, comfortable, long wearing, love it. And so when I saw that the Infallible department decided to branch out into this thing called paints, I was very intrigued. And so the first thing that I got was something called the Infallible Paints Lip. They didn't get very creative with that. It's just the Infallible Paints Lip. So it's a doe foot applicator sort of situation, except the doe foot applicator is actually a little bit different. It has a ledge to it. It's got a step to it. So it isn't entirely just an angled doe foot applicator. It's got this it's almost like the top of it's been pinched. And so what makes that really cool is you can kind of invert it on its end and kind of use that as you apply right around the perimeter of your lip. It gives you a little bit more control. And then you can flip it around and it kind of sits very nicely and tucks into the contours and the dimensions of your lip. Now, I got the shade Nude Star. They actually had, I believe it was a purple shade. So they're really, because they've got this paints line, they kind of went out there with a lot of the colors. Purple's not for me in that regard, and so I didn't go that far. And so this is the shade Nude Star. It's not a nude, it's kind of like a rosy pink. Nude to me is a little bit more neutral, but it's a pretty shade nonetheless. It is actually what I am wearing today. It's very creamy, it's opaque enough, so it's got some color to it. I wouldn't per se be like, oh my god, it's a paint, it's so pigmented and really just, you know, glorifies your lips. I don't find that. I actually believe it to be like a cross between a stain and a gloss. Now let me say, I hate stains because I feel like the stain gives you the stain to me, typically on my lips anyway, looks like I had lipstick on and now it's gone. And I think that looks bad because it's like the after effect of what your lips might have looked like when they were fresh, you know, a couple hours before. So I don't necessarily appreciate a stain. I do feel like though, because this particular lip product has a little bit of glossiness in it, but not too much, that it looks like it's somewhat staining my lips, but it looks like it's planned. Doesn't look like it's the wear off 5 hours later unplanned look that I'm going for. It just, to me, looks very natural, and as such, because it is a stain, it does leave some pigment behind, which I will allow them to call themselves a paint. I am going to go back. I want to check out a redder shade, like a deeper shade. I didn't find that this was splotchy at all, although I did have to apply a couple of times on the initial application just to kind of get the color just so, you know what I mean? Just so. It wasn't like it was splotchy, but I just worked with it a little bit. But they're not that expensive. They're less than $10, and I am going to go back and at least explore one or two other shades. Probably not the purple one, but I might look at it anyway. Another area of their paints line is really what they call eyeshadow. But it's eyeshadow in a stick. So they had a very silver-based kind of nude one. This is definitely a warmer, a little bit pinky toned champagne. I am actually wearing it on my eyelids as well. And I do like the look that it gives. I don't think it's overly dramatic. I mean, obviously it is a very pale shade, and I'll swatch it for you. But again, it isn't obnoxious. I love the dual-ended Revlon eyeshadow stick, whose name escapes me right now, but it's like a glitter on one end and then kind of a shadow base on the other end. I love that. That made my annual favorites from last year, which would lead you to believe I could remember the official name of the product. These are cream shadows. One of them is more matte. You apply again with a doe foot applicator, and it is creamy. I have to say that. So you wind up applying it to your lids. I put it directly on, and then I do use my fingertips to kind of blot it out. The one that's matte I used as a base. It's interesting as it spreads around. You wind up moving the product itself around a little bit. The other end is the shimmery end, which I actually just layered over the base matte shade or the creamy shade. The shimmery side is also very creamy, but it just happens to have a little bit of the shimmer in it. I like the coloring of it. I like that it's just kind of this warm, kind of pinky champagne shade. These aren't a 10 for me. I'm not 100% living for these. If I find a sale in a drugstore, I might then go back in and pick up another one. I am going to keep it because I feel like they've got really good staying power because they are such a cream. Again, I would go in and apply and then kind of blot out with my fingers. And then I for sure, since I applied it to my lid, I went in with a crease brush and a powder shadow to just kind of blur the line between the two different products. And honestly, I have to tell you that the shimmery shade almost has like a little bit of an iridescence to it. And actually, I think that is valuable in and of itself. Are they highly crazy pigmented? No. However, the whole reason I actually decided to even do this video is for the Infallible Paints liquid eyeliner. I actually got the green shade. I don't own green anything. Well, I mean, I own green, but I don't own a green liquid eyeliner. And the reason this one can absolutely call itself a paint is because I applied it. I wanted to just try it. Like, I was so excited because it was green color. I thought it was really pretty. I already had black. The Kat Von D actually the tattoo liner. I already had that on my upper lash line. I went in with this over it, and it completely dominated the black. It completely overtook it. It was as if I painted right over it. And so it's a felt liner. And, again, it's a matter of preference. Some people like the felt. Some people like the brush tip. I don't think it's a problem either way. This is crazy pigmented. This green is gorgeous. They had a black, and I was like, I have a million blacks. I don't need another black. I might go back now and get that black because I want to see how it compares to the Kat Von D and the Physicians Formula. Actually, not I might. I am going to go back and go get it to see how it compares to those particular liners because those are kind of my top shelf, top notch liners right now. But I'm going to check out the other colors because this is a crazy pigmented liner, and I really do hope that the other colors have as much bang as does this have a particular name? There's only one green, wild green. This is the wild green. And it's like a hunter green, like it's a forest kind of, almost like a blue green, but it's definitely green, and I love it. So definitely some things that you might want to check out at the drugstore. A lot of the drugstores, at least right now, we're running buy one get one half off sales. They do that all the time. The products range, they're about $10, give or take. And so you would definitely stand to benefit if you could find a sale, buy one, get one half off, or even buy two, get one free, or, whatever the case is. So individually, though, I think that liner is definitely worth it. And I am loving the lipstick. I just was not super impressed with the shadow. And of course, I live for the foundation right now. At least right now, anyway. Anyway, thanks so much for spending this time with me. I hope you found this video helpful. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. And I invite you to subscribe to my channel to continue to support the work that I'm trying to do and so that you can be notified when I put up another video. I am on Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter. If you have a minute, check me out over there. I hope you have a really good rest of the day. I look forward to seeing you next time. And in the meantime, thanks.